ạ? Và ngay sau đây sẽ là một phần trình bày như thế. Nhưng đây không phải là một phần dự thi, mà là một vở nhạc kịch do các cô giáo và các bạn sinh viên khoa tiếng Anh dày công chuẩn bị. Vở kịch mang tên My Fair Lady. Sau đây, kính mời quý vị và các bạn cùng thưởng thức.
Kính thưa quý thầy cô giáo, các anh chị cựu sinh viên khoa tiếng Anh cùng toàn thể các em sinh viên khoa tiếng Anh của đại học ngoại ngữ. Hôm nay nhân dịp kỷ niệm 60 năm thành lập khoa tiếng Anh, chúng em là đại diện của các thế hệ giảng viên và sinh viên của từ khóa 1 đến khóa 13 của khoa tiếng Anh rất là vinh dự được có phần một cuộc giao lưu một vở kịch My Fair Lady. Xin được tiền sử dụng là bởi vì do thời có hạn cho nên đây không phải là vở nhạc kịch mà chỉ tập trung vào phần kịch. Và em chắc hẳn là các thế hệ tiền bối, tức là các thầy cô giáo và các anh chị cựu sinh viên đã từng nghe qua cái tên My Fair Lady đúng không ạ? Tuy nhiên những thế hệ như bọn em thì trẻ thì có thể cái tên này khá là xa lạ. Do đó đến với tiết mục ngày hôm nay thì bọn em chỉ có một mong muốn là muốn khơi gợi cái sự hứng thú đối với kiến kịch tiếng Anh với đơn đến với những cái vở kịch có liên quan đến văn hóa Anh rất là đặc trưng, và hơn nữa là cũng mong muốn gợi nhớ lại một thời rất là sôi nổi của các anh chị đi trước, một thời là diễn kịch, từ biên kịch, diễn kịch, và luôn luôn mong muốn giới thiệu cái nền văn hóa Anh đối với tất cả các bạn sinh viên cũng như là tất cả mọi người. Sau đây thì không đợi mọi người chờ lâu hơn nữa, tiết mục xin được phép bắt đầu. Và kính thưa quý vị đại biểu và cũng như toàn thể khán giả, sau đây My Fair Lady.
Outside Covent Garden in 1912, there was a flower girl called Eliza Doolittle. Buy a flower out of Oakdale! Eliza is asking two wealthy people to buy sunflower for such poor girl like her. This is Mrs. Anvil, and this is her daughter, Miss Cora Anvil, and don't forget Mr. Freddie Anvil. Mr. Freddie is waving his hand to call a taxi for the whole family member. Mr. Freddie Anvil, Miss Clara Anvil, and Mrs. Anvil. At the same time, there was a language expert called Professor Harry Higgins. Professor Harry Higgins is secretly taking a note at Eliza's accents. She's speaking Cockney accents. Buy a flower out of Oakdale. The song is like that. This is his companion, Colin Pickering. Professor Harry Higgins taught Colin Pickering that he can transform Eliza into a proper lady simply just by teaching her a proper English. The next morning, Eliza comes to Professor Harry Higgins' house and learns how to redefine her speech and manner as a lady.
Okay, now say this.
Oh, it's too easy. The rain is spent stay mainly in the land.
Bad. Hey, listen and repeat after me. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plains.
Oh, the rain in Spain stay mainly in the plain.
Oh, that's terrible. That's better. Okay, one more time, please.
The rain in
Yes.
Spain stays mainly in the plains.
Okay, it's good. Okay, and how about this?
In Hampshire, airport, after hurricane only ever happen.
Oh man.
What's wrong with that? I bet I got it right.
It's not right. It's totally wrong. Now, listen again. In Hampshire, Hereford, Hartford, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
In Hampshire, Hereford, Hartford, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
Hardly ever happen.
Hardly ever happen.
Okay, that's good.
Hỏi trời giúp.
After 6 months, Professor Harry Higgins finally brought Eliza, his experimental subject, to his mother at their home. This is Mrs. Higgins, and this is the parliament, me. In a 4 and 5 afternoon, Miss Higgins is tasting a cup of tea.
Mother?
Oh, Henry, what are you doing here? It's not a home day. You promised us to come. Go home at once.
Butter.
You always offend my friends. That's why I don't want you to come here.
I came on purpose. I pick up a girl.
There's something some girl has picked you up.
Not so. I don't need a love affair.
What a pity.
Why?
Well, you never fall in love with anyone in the 45. When will you discover that there are so many young women about?
Oh, I can be bothered with young women. My idea of a lovable woman is something as light as possible. I shall never get into the way of seriously liking young women. Besides, they're all idiots.
Oh, Henry, do you know what you would do if you really love me?
Oh, bother. What? Marry? I suppose?
No. Stop fidgeting and take your hands off your pocket. That's a good boy. Now, tell me about the girl.
She's coming to see you.
Coming to see me? I don't remember asking her.
You didn't? I asked her. If you had known her, you couldn't have asked her.
Indeed, why?
Well, it's like this. She is a common flower girl. I picked her up with her storm.
And invite to my home.
Oh, that'll be alright. I taught her to speak properly. She had strict orders as to her behavior. She had to keep the 2 subjects about the weather, everybody else, fine day, and how do you do, you know? That'll be alright.
What do you mean?
Oh.
So silly.
You see, I taught her to pronunciation alright. But you have to consider not only how girl pronounces, but what she pronounces. That's where.
Mrs. Anfield and Miss Clara Anfield.
Oh no.
How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? My son Henry. Oh, Henry.
For celebrated son, I have so long to meet you, Professor Higgins.
Like,
How do you do?
I've seen you before somewhere. I haven't because of not somewhere. But I heard your voice. It doesn't matter. You better sit down.
Oh, my celebrated son has no manner. You mustn't mind him. I don't.
Not at all.
Oh, had I been wrong? I didn't mean to be.
Colonel Pickering. How do you do, Mrs. Higgins?
Very glad you come. Do you know Mrs. Anford here and Mrs. Anford here?
Has Henry told you what we come for?
We were interrupted. Damn it.
Oh, Henry, really?
Oh, are we in the way?
Oh, no. You couldn't have come more fortunately. We want you to meet us at ours.
Yes, by job. We want 2 or 3 people. You do as well as anybody else.
Mr. Freddie Anfield.
Got another of them?
Adido? Very glad to come. Colonel Pickering. Adido? I don't think you know my son, Henry. Oh, Adido?
I take my oath. I met you before somewhere. Where was it?
Oh, I don't think so.
It doesn't matter. Anyhow, sit down.
Thank you.
And now, what the devil thinks are we going to talk until Eliza comes?
Oh, Henry, you are the life and soul of the Royal Society soirees. I think you should try on more commonplace occasions.
Oh, am I? Very sorry.
I sympathize. I haven't any small thought. And if people would only be frank and say what they really think.
What they think the other thing is bad enough, God knows. But what they really talk would break up the whole show. Do you suppose that if I were come out now with what I agreeable, what I really think?
Is it so very cynical?
Cynical. Who the decent said it was cynical? I think it's good and decent.
Oh, I'm sure you don't mean that, Mr. Higgins.
You see, we are savages, more or less, to be supposed to know all about civilized and culture, and to know all about art, about philosophy, about poetry, about science, and so on. But how many of them can know all about the even meaning of it? What do you know of art? What do you know of science? And what does he know of philosophy?
Or manner, Henry.
Miss Jalil.
Oh, here she is, Mara.
How do you do, Mr. Higgins? Mr. Higgins told me I might come. Quite right, dear. I'm very glad to come. Colonel Pickering, is it not?
How do you do, Miss Dolittle?
I feel sure I haven't met you before. I remember your eyes. How do you do?
My daughter Claire.
How do you do? How do you do? I
Have sent me has my pleasure. How do you do? Please.
My son, Freddie.
Thank you. Will it rain, do you think? Oh, the rain will stay mainly in the land.
Airport, hurricane, hardly ever happened.
Funny! What's wrong, young man? I bet I got it right. Killing.
I'm sure I hope it won't turn cold. There's so much influenza about. It runs right through our whole family regularly every spring.
My aunt died of influenza, so they said. But it's my belief that they done the old woman in.
Done her in?
Yes, Lord love you. Why should she die of influenza? She came to diphtheria right enough the year before. I saw her with my own eyes, very fluid as she was. People all thought that she was dead. But my father, he kept letting chin down on her throat until she came through the sudden that she bit the bowl off the spoon.
Dear me!
Oh, what cause could a woman with that strength have to die of influenza? What become of her new straw hat that should have come to me? Somebody pinch it. And what I say is, them as pinch it, turn her in.
What does doing her in mean?
Can you small talk? To do a person in means to kill them.
Oh Lord, you surely don't believe that your aunt was killed?
Do I not? Then she would have killed her for a husband, let alone a hat.
Do you mean that we drank?
Drank, my word, something caustic.
How dreadful for you.
Not a bit. It never did him no harm what I could see. On the burst, as you might say, from time to time. Here, what are you sniggering at? A new small talk, and you do it so awful.